Good morning. My apologies for being a couple minutes late. Technology has a mind of its own some days. So, welcome to Tuesday Tips Cuts Gibberish. Come on in. Let me know if you're joining me live and where you're coming in from. I would love to hear that. Um, yeah, let me know that you're here and where you're coming in from. And today we're going to be talking about some follow up tips 5 tips for better follow up. If you have not implemented some follow up into your business, I highly, highly suggest that you do. You could be leaving money on the table. I'm sure you've heard, the fortune is in the follow up. It absolutely is. So you do not want to leave any money on the table. So anytime you meet new people, anytime you have a consultation or one on one conversation, you definitely want to follow up with the person that you had spoken with. Um, Let them know, that you're here, you're ready to get going whenever they are ready, that type of thing. So, without any further ado, we're going to jump into our tips today. Are you meeting business people and still not getting new clients? Your follow up process could need updated. You may have to do that from time to time as well. Your business kind of evolves and changes over time. So if you need to tweak your follow up process or system, make sure you do that as well. But here are 5 steps to set up a follow up system that works to get more clients. Okay. Number 1, create a master list, a database, or a CRM. Keep everything in one place. And the most important part of managing that this is the most important part of managing your follow up, other than doing the follow up, of course. Set up what works best for you. Yes, we all need to do follow up, but the way I do my follow up may not be the same way that you do your follow up because my business is not the same as yours, right? So, set up a system that is going to work for your specific business, okay? Some people use a notebook, some people use a spreadsheet or Google Sheets or Excel sheets, whatever works for you. And even others use a CRM or a database. Keep it simple to start. So if you wanted to start out with a spreadsheet, that would be perfect. And find a way to use it every day or every week so that it becomes a habit. Schedule out maybe the same exact time every day or every week to do your follow up. For me, it's Follow Up Friday. I'm sure if you follow me on social media, you have seen that I post about Follow Up Friday. So every Friday is the day that I do my follow up. Now, it's not to say that I don't follow up with those I have meetings with, during the rest of the week, because I absolutely do. I had a couple consultations yesterday. I followed up with them before I left the office yesterday afternoon. I have another follow up message to send one of them today concerning something we talked about. So, yes, within 24 hours of having a conversation, this is a good rule of thumb, you need to send a follow up to whomever it is you spoke to, whether it's a consultation call, a coffee chat, whatever type of conversation it is, you definitely want to make sure you follow up. Okay, so tip number 2, record every interaction. When you connect with someone, you update it in your master list. Of course, if you're using a spreadsheet, go in there and change the date. Okay, maybe y'all had your first conversation in December of last year. But here it is, February, almost March, and you have another call scheduled, maybe next week. Perfect. So when you have that conversation, you want to go into your master list, if it's on a spreadsheet, in a CRM, or wherever it is, and change the date from December, whatever it was, when you first had your first conversation, to March 1st. If that's when you have your next conversation scheduled, whatever the date is, make sure you change your date so that you can keep up with when is the last time I had a conversation with this person. Hi, Robert Jordan. Thank you for joining me this morning. So when you connect with someone, you update the date in your master list, wherever you have that list, whether it's a spreadsheet, CRM, whatever it is, make sure you update it. That's part of why it needs to be so accessible to you or for you. So whatever is easy, accessible to you and for you, that's what you need to use, okay? If you don't keep things updated, it will not be effective for you. I use a Google Sheet because I can access it from my PC, my phone, or anywhere else online. Very easy to access. My daily follow-up is on a Google Sheet. Now, I do use a CRM as well for my business. And so I also do my weekly follow-up. My follow-up Fridays are done in my CRM. Now, I do a daily follow-up. It's a different type of follow-up. It's just it's for my coffee chat people, basically. People I meet at networking events is on my Google Sheet. Now, clients and people I've had consultation type calls and stuff like that are in my CRM. And I have a different type of follow-up I do for them versus just staying connected to those that I meet at networking. So I have one specific place where I keep my network people or my network list, and that's on a Google Sheet. I have my CRM where I keep clients, potential clients, etc. People of that nature stays in my CRM, and I follow up with them on Fridays. So, like I said, you can use a Google Sheet, Excel spreadsheet, whatever is easy, accessible for you. And with many ways, that we can connect with people, having a central place to record it is essential for sure, right? Because, you could connect with someone via Messenger on Facebook or LinkedIn and have a conversation or start a conversation there and then schedule that coffee chat or that one-on-one conversation, right? So having one place to record everything is very important. On my spreadsheet, I'll give you even an extended tip. On that spreadsheet that I use, I have their name, the date we last talked, their email address, phone number if I know it or have it, and that's it. Sometimes I might make a note of, something important that maybe we talked about during our conversation or our last conversation. So if that's something you want to include, you can do that as well. Very, very simple. And very easy, accessible by putting it into a spreadsheet. If that's something that you want to do, it would be easy for you to do. And again, the spreadsheet is where I put the people that are in my network, not clients and potential clients and people like that. They are in my CRM. So I have two different ways of following up, two different places that I keep specific type of people that I follow up with. Okay. Moving on. Number 3, communicate with intent. When you're looking at those touches or those follow-ups, whether it's a text message, a LinkedIn message, Facebook message, or an email, you can switch it up if you want, when you're following up with them on a regular basis. Yes, you have their email address, so send them an email. However, the next time you might want to send them a text message if you have their phone number. Now, you can switch things up. Be sure you have a reason to connect with that specific person. That maybe you did meet them at a networking event in person or online, whatever the case may be, and create intent. Have a specific topic of conversation is essential when you reach out to connect with them, especially if you met them online at a networking event and you've connected with them on one specific platform, but you want to go over to LinkedIn and connect with them there too, because that's where professionals are, right? Most business owners and professionals are on LinkedIn. So you may go look them up on LinkedIn and actually reach out and want to connect with them there as well. Send a little small message, just telling them, hey, John Smith, we met last week at a networking event. I would love to connect with you here as well. Would you be open to continuing our conversation? Something really, really simple, right? So that way they know who you are. They know exactly where y'all met and that y'all have already had some type of a conversation, right? So maybe you know of an event coming up that they may be interested in. So you could make that suggestion as well, or an industry trend that you're reading about, or maybe it's just, to check in, to ask how their business is going. You've had a conversation in the past, but you want to update your information, see what is new going on with them and their business. You can suggest that type of a conversation as well. But be sure you know what the intent of the conversation is before you reach out to them. Whether you're just reaching out to connect on a different platform, you want to say where you met. And if they want to continue the conversation that you already started at that event, or if you want to share something with them about, the specific industry they're in, or if you just want to see how their business is going. You haven't talked in 6 months or more, and you want to see, where they are now currently in their business and what they got going on. Maybe they have new goals and new things that they want to do. We're still in the beginning months of 2025 of the new year, right? So maybe reach out and say, hey, how's your business going? What's your goals for this year? What are you going to try to accomplish? That type of thing. Moving on. Number 4, schedule time to do it daily or weekly. Again, schedule time for your follow-up. Now with my network itself, just because my list is so long on my spreadsheet, I do that daily. I follow up at least 3 people off that spreadsheet daily. Now my CRM, that's weekly. I do that on Fridays. So you can have 2 different types of follow-up systems if that works for you. Now it works for me, it might not work for you. You have to determine that for yourself, but you definitely want to do a daily or a weekly follow-up. And it's really important that you do it daily or weekly. Okay. So when you're talking to people every day or every week about your business, you will have a lot of conversations going on at once, right? Of course, that doesn't mean you have to email or message or call them every day or every week, but you should reach out to at least 2 to 3 people a day or week. It makes the routine regular. It gets you in a routine, right, of following up on a regular basis and helps you stay top of mind with those that you're following up with and top of the relationships that you are building. That's how you grow your network. Like I said, my spreadsheet is really long. I have been networking for a long time, and that's where I put those people. It's on that spreadsheet. When I meet new people, I take notes at especially if it's an online networking event, I take notes of exactly who I talk to, what their business is, where their location is. I make a few notes about each person, and then I follow up with them, whether it's on that same platform where the event took place, or whether I go look them up on LinkedIn and connect with them there, whatever the case may be. But I will reach back out and follow up with them within a couple of days after the event has ended, and let them know who I am, how we connected, and if they want to continue the conversation that we already started at that specific event, right? So it's important if you want to build a large network like I have. Oh my goodness, it would be very hard for me to even try to tell you how many people I have on my networking follow-up list, because it's really long. Probably over 1,000, probably well over, maybe even over 2,000. Who knows? Like I said, I can't put a number on it because there's so many people there. But moving on. Number 5, ask for sales conversations only when the time is right. Okay. Now, if it's a follow-up after a consultation type of call, then yes, that specific time would be the correct time to ask for the sale, or if they're interested in moving forward with working with you, that type of thing. But when you are following up after a networking event and you just met someone, that's not the exact time to ask for a sale. Okay. You're just still trying to build that relationship with that person. So you just want to remind them where you met and remind them that you did start a conversation already and that you are interested in furthering that conversation to get to know them better and see how, the 2 of you could support each other, with each other's business, right? They don't necessarily have to become a customer. They may not be a good fit to become a client or customer of your specific business, depending upon what type of business it is you have. So every time you talk to someone, you don't need to be trying to sell whatever it is you have to offer. Okay. Sometimes you just need to have a conversation to build rapport and to build a relationship, because you want to have a network that's going to refer you to other people. I've shared in the past, how people refer me to others all the time. That's because they know me and they know what I do. And so when they're talking to someone and they're learning from that person that they're interested in working with a virtual assistant, you need to talk to Lisa. She might can help you. So they'll refer me and that person to each other. And then me and that person will have a conversation to see if we're a good fit to work together or not. Sometimes we are, sometimes we're not. It just depends, right? So definitely have both types of conversations. Like I said, every time you talk to someone, it's not going to be the right fit or the right time for a sales conversation. So make sure you know ahead of time what type of conversation it is you're going to be having with that specific person, okay? So again, ask for sales when it's the right time, okay? So when you're prospecting and doing follow-up, patience is a virtue. Don't connect with someone and right away ask them to talk to you about working together. That's just not good, okay? It's not a good rule of thumb by any means, because people are going to do business with people they know, like, and trust. So first they have to get to know you, they have to like you, then they have to trust you, right? Before they're going to agree to work with you. So if you haven't built those three things with that specific person, then their answer to your sales conversation is going to be no, right? So, and it's not a bad thing to get a no for an answer. Sometimes it's a good thing to get a no for an answer, depending upon your business, right? But again, you don't want to go straight into a conversation with your sales pitch, trying to get that person to become a client or customer of yours. You want to build that know, like, and trust factor first, okay? So don't connect with someone right away and ask them to talk to you about working together. You want to nurture the relationship with anyone you connect with. You have to build the know, like, and trust factor with each person that you meet. That's how you build your network. That's why my network list is so long. I've been networking a very, very long time. So if your networking list is not very long, get busy and follow up with those people that you meet when you're networking, okay? When the time is right, you can ask that prospect if they would like to chat about how you can help them. Or if they aren't your ideal client, you might ask them for a referral. But always make sure it's time for that and not jump into it from the very beginning, okay? Because like I said, you need to focus more on building that know, like, and trust factor with that person first before they're even going to be interested in working with you or referring people to you. Because again, they're not going to refer people to you until they know, like, and trust you too. And that's the best clients and customers, guys, to be honest, is those referrals. Because the know, like, and trust is already there. Okay, I've networked with Sally Jones before, and I've had various different conversations with her, building our relationship. So she knows me, she likes me, and she trusts me. She meets John Smith and learns that John Smith is looking for a virtual assistant, needs some help in his business, and he's looking to work with a virtual assistant. So she's going to tell him, you need to talk to Lisa, because I'm sure she might could help you. So she's going to make that introduction between me and John Smith so that me and John Smith can have a conversation and see if we're a good fit to work together. Now, if it's a referral person that has been referred to you from someone else, yes, you can go into that conversation as a sales conversation, because that's what they're looking for. They're coming to you for what you have to offer. Okay, yes, it may be the first time you're meeting John Smith, but the know, like, and trust factor has already been established because Sally Jones referred him. And Sally Jones already has the know, like, and trust factor with you, right? Because y'all have had several conversations. And if John Smith knows, like, and trusts Sally, then he's going to know, like, and trust you too. So that's why referrals are the best clients and customers. When somebody refers you to someone else that's looking for exactly what you have to offer. Okay. Following a few rules when you're following up helps you to keep organized and on top of things and authentic in your relationship building. So I hope these tips were helpful for you. If you have any questions about them, please reach out. I'll be happy to have a conversation and discuss them with you. Follow-up is such a big factor if you're a business owner. And if you're falling down on your follow-up, let's have a conversation. Because there's so many ways that you could implement a follow-up system. Just like I shared, with my spreadsheet, my networking list. I follow up with 3 people a day. I have that already in my schedule every single day to follow up with those 3 people. Well, 3 different people every day. And it works. Everybody's not going to respond when you follow up with them, and that's okay. But if you continuously do it, make it a habit and do it on a regular basis, whether it's daily or weekly, they're going to start responding to you. I mean, some people on my list have been there since I started my business 6 years ago. I still follow up with them because things change in my business, things change in their business. So it's a good rule of thumb for every so often for us to have a conversation to see how we can support each other at that given time. Because their business probably doesn't look the same than when I first met them. And my business definitely does not look the same as when we first met. So yeah, very, very important. I hope this information was helpful for you. If you have questions, do reach out. And if you're not part of our Relationship Communications Facebook group, I invite you to head over to Facebook and put Relationship Communications in the search bar. It's a free group to be a part of. There's almost 600 professionals in there. So there's a lot of people in there you can network with. And I encourage you, if you are a member, to post about your business, post about what it is that you do, and try to schedule those one-on-one and coffee chats with other members of the group so that you can support each other and start building your network. Hope everyone has a great week, and I'll see you again soon.